Making sure that your hands and arms are in a soft cactus, 90 degrees. Just let your legs and feet fall naturally wide. So take up space here without trying to control your body into quote unquote a relaxed state. Really just let your body fall to the floor as if you're just laying down on the ground. The only way for us to truly manifest is to not just make sure that what we are wanting to draw into our lives benefit us, but more so, how does it apply to the collective? Manifestation occurs on a level of sustainability if it benefits all. And whatever it is you might be moving towards or wanting to see flourish, come into fruition, or materialize over these next 6 months, just take a moment and place your left hand over your heart, your right hand over your left. Just offering up a sign of gratitude and love and true graciousness for the previous 6 months that have brought you to this moment, right here, right now. Who would have thought 6 months ago, let alone a year ago, that finding the footing and the steadiness of online two-dimensional practice would reach such depths within our nervous system, within our souls, transcending time and space, transcending the Atlantic. So just take a moment to honor how sacred the practice of yoga is. That it's crossing over cables, over airwaves, over time zones. And we're standing on the same ground right now, feeling the same energy, the heartbeat of the earth, pouring, supporting us, nourishing us, Shakti. Just let that land. Because all of those moments have brought us to this moment. And we'll chant the sound Om in gratitude. You can join me or simply receive. Take a deep breath to inhale in gratitude. Keep your hands on your heart and ask yourself what it is that you'd like to move forward or see in your near future. Go into the heart, the cave, the dwelling place. Pure love, pure light. Feel it. As if you are surrounded by a cavern of emerald green crystals and pink rose quartz. Just letting the high vibrational energy of these crystals surround you in your heart, in a cave, your Kanda. What is it from here, as you walk around this cave of your heart, that you'd like to see birthed without a timeline, without control or restriction or grasping, strangulating how it's going to come about? Where can you hands off surrender to free-flowing creative energy, to gift it to you? Just think of it as a Christmas present or a birthday present. We don't tell. We may say, I'd like to receive this as a present, ask, But we don't say, with this paper and with this bow, and please make sure that the scotch tape is hidden, and I want the, right? We don't dictate. So think of the gift of your manifestation from your heart. How it's coming, when it's coming, which direction, from whom. Just think of it as the trimmings. And then place your arms back into a soft cactus, 90 degrees, symbol of opening up. And find that place where maybe the arm bones, the elbows, the wrists can feel expansive and freedom, tanoti and trayate, tantra, without feeling as if you're in a posture. So again, finding here the pleasure. Slowly draw your feet to the earth. Again, straddling this duality, so stay with me, but without gripping. Feet stay down to the earth, the knees move towards one another. Let your knees fall over to the right side without controlling, just let it be. And if it feels comfortable for your head, turn your chin away from your knees and continue this line of energy, this expansion between shoulder and hip, the lengthening of the back, the crossing of the low ribs to the outer hips and knees. Feel this expansion happening. And then stay there. Where can you find pleasure? In the inhalation. Where can you find pleasure in the exhalation? Stretching the inhalation and exhalation. In Tantra, everything we do is imbued with pleasure. Finding the sensuality of life-giving breath, prana, current, electricity, lighting up your neural pathways, powering up your energetic cells. Find pleasure in releasing, letting go of the breath, the toxins, the energetic residue that no longer serves. We find pleasure in the postures by either placing props if need be or not going as far as there are natural limitations. So honoring the limitations of the body's natural rhythm. It's there to work with you, not against you. Find the pleasure here and stretch the breath. And then slowly let your feet come back. Again, taking pleasure. It's something that's cultivated. Let your feet come back to the earth, the knees slightly in, and just pause. Find pleasure in the pause. Pleasure is not outside of us. And when we give our pleasure away to a thing, a possession, we diminish and lose our spiritual pleasure, our power. Object has no power over us unless we give it. Draw your knees now over to the opposite side and turn your head only if it feels comfortable. Knees left, chin away from knees to the right. Then find pleasure as the body opens in this twist without you having to let the mind. Mind is designed to hijack. It is designed as the scientist to discover, to find solutions, and also to create problems. Because by surrendering to the intellect, once we discover a solution, we open a Pandora's box to question each solution and to create more problems. So the mind, you see, is there to distract you away from who and what you really are, to keep you mired in the senses, in the limited world. But when you know this, as a yogi, as a tantrika, you can transcend through breath work, through visualization, through the kriyas, through showing up and doing your part, 49%, and then surrendering, releasing control, 51%. Find pleasure here and let the body, let the breath, let the kriya, the saham kriya, place the kriya where you need expansion on this side. Tanoti, expansion, trayate, liberation. When you find freedom and expansion, you are limitless. You are no longer bound by form. But you revel in the formless, your spirit. Take your time and very slowly draw your knees back to center. Roll over to the left side and tuck yourself into fetal position. Left side, yin side, feminine side. Just pause there for a moment. The yin line, feminine side, activates receptivity. When we go into a manifestation period, it is the time to cultivate receiving. It is best, in my opinion, to cultivate and harness more feminine energy, lunar practices, preparing yourself to be a vessel for the downloads of what aligns. Very slowly start to rise to a comfortable seat, letting your head arrive last. And we'll take nadi shodhana today, alternate nostril breathing, to bring the body into alignment. Index finger, left hand, and thumb to touch. Place the back of the hand on the left knee. Right hand, Vishnu Mudra, index finger and middle finger point down. Close and block your left nostril with your right hand. Inhale gently through the right nostril. Gentle retention, close and block right nostril, right thumb. Exhale through the left. Repeat. Inhale through the left. Close and block. Exhale through the right. Continue this a few rounds, alternating the flow of prana, of electricity. Looking for the ratio 1, 1, 1. 1 count to inhale, 1 count to pause and retain the breath, 1 count to exhale. Practicing this, you can stretch the breath 1, 4, 2. Inhaling for 1 count. Gentle retention 4 times as long. Exhaling half the amount of the retention. Keeping the eyes closed, you can visualize an inverted V right in the midbrain as you alternate the free flow of oxygen, of prana, of life force. It's like a little lightning bolt. We had incredible lightning storms here in New York last night. Felt almost as if it was going to come through my living room. And the Shakti, the power that is in the air right now, the winds, the cooling and the humidity, the earth's fire, that combustion that is bubbling up, mixing with the cooling atmosphere. It's creating not just a perfect storm, but giving us the opportunity to balance the elements within us. The next time you exhale through the left nostril, no rush at all. Let the back of your hand float down to the top of your knees. Now that we've balanced right and left sides, we'll take Yoni Mudra. So we'll take the thumbs, cover the flaps of the ears, and draw 4 fingers over your eyes. Index finger right at the brow center, middle right over the eyelids, ring right underneath your eyelid, and the 4th finger, pinky, right underneath your cheekbone. It's a variation of Yoni Mudra, stimulating abundance, vessel of receptivity. The truth is, we don't have to fight as hard. We don't have to be a warrior throughout our whole lives. The only times we need to champion and pull out the Durga is in times of challenge that keep us limited and locked in the ego instead of transcending to spirit. That is what our force, that is what our warrior power is about. Let the backs of your hands to the top of your knees. And find the Saham Kriya here. As if you could feel your spine lighting up the inside out, pouring golden light through the top of your crown. Feel it move from the top of the midbrain down your spine, lighting you up like a golden cauldron. Exhale, hum. Feel that receptacle at the base of your spine, right by your sacrum. Charge and transform every single cell of your body. Breathing in, silently hear the sound of Sa, pure light, pure love, pure healing. Hum, distribution of this intelligence, joint becomes spacious. Almost as if you are sitting on the inside of yourself on a golden throne. Your rod and staff, your spine, the inside, holding you up. Sit in spirit, on the inside of your throne, inside of your body. Feel yourself seated as divinity and plug in here. Feel your crown, Sahasrara, opening up for pure light, pure downloads, recharging. Let yourself fill up. Let yourself plug in. Draw your chin to your chest, press the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Press your palms down onto your knees and keep this very intimate, sacred space that you are now in. Only open the eyes to gently guide you to downward facing dog. Let's see if you can keep that duality straddling that realm. We'll move on the breath here again. See if you can practice with the eyes closed, keeping the same intimacy. You'll inhale, lift your heels, wave through, coming to cow pose. Your exhale will bring you back to downward facing. And letting go of the count, letting go of even the shape of what you're making. See if you can direct your focus to finding pleasure. With every time you inhale and where that lands in your body, where it feels really good. Maybe that means expanding the ribs a little bit more, the sit bones lift, out, over, expressing. Where does it feel good to release the breath in entirety? Take your time and step your right foot in between your hands. Help it up if you need to. Pause for a moment here. Feel the internal rotation of your back thigh. And then lower your back knee down. We'll move on the breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms back, lifting out of that back leg. Exhale, move forward. So making big circular sweeps with both arms, plugging into that front leg. Inhale the arms back, around and up. Exhale moves you forward. Take a few more like this, big circles, opening up the heart, stretching the front of the body. Exhale, releasing the back body. Pause. Let your left hand come down to the earth. Take a moment here, take it off to the side, and take your shoulder that moving up gives us mobility, moving back locks it into place, and then bow your chest forward as you take that right hand. Open up the right hip. So getting the shoulder out of the way so that the shoulder blade can act as a support. And then find the pleasure here in the breath. Where can you create spaciousness? Where does it feel really good? You can linger a little bit longer. Pleasure comes from Swadhisthana chakra, sacral center. Our likes, our dislikes, our fluidity, our ability to go with the flow. It's also where creation, expression, manifestation happens. Take your time, find your blocks, and then slowly start to flex that front leg. So belly to the thighs. Pause for a moment here. Let the head, the neck, the chest be heavy. Find the pleasure here. And just simply opening up the back body, back of the leg, not going to our full extreme here. Many times, we may have a tendency to go to our full expression within a posture, rather than finding pleasure along the route. Take a deep breath, inhale, lengthen spine, untuck the back toes, lift your back knee up, and feel the pelvic floor lift as you lengthen the back leg. Step your back foot forward and fold forward generously. Uttanasana, standing forward fold, please. Belly to the thighs. Stretch the breath here. Maybe even open up the mouth. Control the lips. And sweep the arms around and up. Urdhva palms press, remembering this is prayer. Hands down in the line of the body, Uttanasana. Pause. Stand in your power, feeling the energy of the earth holding you up. Sweep the arms around and up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Arms press to the top. Exhale, fold forward with bent knees. Uttanasana, standing forward, fold. Find pleasure as you inhale, lengthening the spine. And then exhale the right leg way back. Pause. Find the internal rotation. scoop everything in and up. Find pleasure here in the alignment. We start to find pleasure within our bodies, our alignment. We no longer start to look at asana or exercise as asana or exercise. Start to feel the need to get inside of our bodies. And take your time, lower the back knee down, untuck the toes, sweep the arms back around and up, inhale. The exhale moves you towards the earth, almost as if you're bowing in gratitude. Make this a prayer, a feminine prayer. Saying thank you to Mother Earth for sustaining you for these last 7 months. Nourishing your every need, aligning, supporting you, keeping you steady. Then bring that right hand down, take the shoulder up, around and back. So it plugs in that right hand, left into the inside of the thigh. Again, I'll show that the mobility goes up. And then you slide it back so that the shoulder blade has somewhere to push you forward. Then you bow that chest. Open up, left arm to the left inner thigh. Feel the top of that hip bone. Feel the low ribs. And then soften the neck and the throat. Can you find pleasure here? Or can it feel delicious inside of your body? Take a deep breath to inhale. A smooth breath as you exhale. Find your blocks. Belly to the top of the thigh. Again, we're not going to the full expression here. We're getting inside of our bodies and still straddling that loop where you are observing, but you are being observed by you. The observer becomes the observed. Subject, object. Relativity. And then soften here, relax the jaw, relax your head. Feeling this from the inside out. Where can you create more pleasure? Is it on the knee? Move towards the pleasure of the breath. Move towards what feels good in your posture. Those experiences, and as a byproduct, the body will naturally align. Rather than mind trying to calculate the solution and the mathematics of the muscularity and the anatomy, it won't work that way. Silence the mind. And plug into the throne of your inner dominion. One more breath here. Grow the spine long, blocks off to the side. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, runner's lunge. Feel that everything works inward towards one another. Step back to plank and pause. Grow the spine. Lower the elbows, lower the knees, chest all the way down. Chaturanga, 3-part cobra. Top of the toes press down. Lift the heart. Inhale. Soften the jaw. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hand, head. Neck stays long. Back muscles fire up. Exhale. Wide as the mat, lift the feet, lift the hands, lift the heart. Stretch the breath, find pleasure. Where does it feel good? Where can you give yourself more of that? Then exhale. Slide the hands off of your mat, bring it alongside you by the breastbone. Leave the toes where they are. Lift the heart, roll the chest forward. Out of the hips and the ribs. Soften the shoulders. Shoulders go up for mobility and then back as you bow the chest. Exhale, release, let it feel good. Tuck toes underneath your hands, underneath your shoulders. Press back either through table or back to down dog, your choice. And then notice the difference on your body. Notice if you feel your body aligning. And step your left foot forward, help it up. Find the rhythm here. Squeeze and internally rotate. Find the pleasure, fold forward, hands to blocks. You're just lengthening that front leg as best as can be. Exhale, unfold your lunge. Scoop everything in, front leg as if you're scraping mud off. A few more times like that. Move to the rhythm, the pleasure of your breath. I won't cue you because I want you to experience the pleasure of yourself. Every morning, we're gifted new breath, new life. It's a gift, not given to many. Some people don't wake up to experience that. When we start to look at our lives that way, it's, wow, I opened my eyes, I can breathe, it's a gift waiting for me, I haven't even come out of bed yet. You start to recognize that you are queen of your dominion, that before you open your eyes to your loyal subjects, that you can see with your physical eyes, the realm that you serve is only veiled behind closed eyes. Come to runner's lunge and pause. And take your time as you cut that back leg behind. So coming to have a seat, ardha matseyandrasana. Cut your back leg behind. Left hand out to the side. Reach that right arm up. Let it cross over to the side. Hug your armpit in and grow the spine long. Exhale, wrap the ribs around the axis of the spine. Use your arms to grow the spine and create spaciousness around the ribcage. Relax your jaw. Relax your neck. Close the eyes and go back to your throne. Can you visualize yourself seated on that inner throne? What does it feel like? Can you find pleasure? It might mean backing off. It doesn't mean anything other than giving yourself what you need to create and cultivate more joy. When you feel pleasure, feminine pleasure allows for more pleasure, allows for more manifestation. It does not drain. In fact, it energizes. So it's important around new moon to cultivate more pleasure, especially feminine pleasure. Very slowly start to unwind. Take a little twist over, nothing dramatic, just unwinding your spine. And we'll come to bull seat, so shift your weight forward, opening up the hips in the lower back, not to create any emotional excavation, but to allow the seat of fluidity, your pelvic floor, to be balanced. You might need a block, a bolster, a blanket underneath you. Sit up accordingly to what it is you need for your body. And then let the posture do the work. You can take peace sign fingers, yogic toe lock if that feels good for you. You can also take an inverted prayer, inverted namaste behind your back if you'd like, opening up the heart, placing hands right where the sacrum would be, drawing the shoulder blades back. Close the eyes. residue of this posture. Take your time and very slowly release your hands. You're in the inverted V. Lift yourself off of your block blanket or bolster. And we'll keep the leg that's on bottom, but swing the top leg around. So we're coming into first active pigeon. So line up your shin bone to face the very front of your mat. Might need your blocks handy. You're going to tuck your toes in. Taking active pigeon, tuck your toes. You want to press the top thigh bone down. So the back knee is slightly bent. And you want to feel a little lift of Mula Bandha here, right? So instead of dropping everything down, and then from here, active pigeon, start to take the arms up. So find that place where you're steady. Find the pleasure here. Find the place where you're holding yourself up. And then float the hands down. Take that back leg a little further back. Untuck. And then slowly start to transition. So if you're folding forward, you can fold forward. Or you can start to fold in a diagonal. You can also skip folding today if it's too intense. And we'll pause here. Getting in touch with the fluidity of the hips isn't just a full moon. Oh, time to release the girls. Oh, what's back here in the hips and the thighs? What's back here in the lower back? Actually, it's more about balancing the sacral chakra. It's more about balancing your likes and your dislikes and getting rid, even though full moon is the time we release, when we have clarity and we use the summer energy, use that light and action, like put sun, see things clearly, then we can examine and balance our fluidity, likes and our dislikes, observing, and without getting emotionally attached. And that's why we're going into the sacral chakra, right? So the waters can balance, so that manifestation can happen easily, because this is where it happens, the sacral chakra. So where can you now find pleasure in this posture? Where can you bring the breath? Where can you bring the indulgence of a blanket, the indulgence of something underneath your seat, the indulgence of a block underneath your head? Where can you shift the perspective, observing yourself right now and what the vritti is, what the narrative is? Observe yourself. And then give yourself the pleasure that you need. And know that you are being observed. How do you want to feel? How do you want to show up in your body? Take a deep breath to inhale and slowly, no rush at all, start to make your way back to seated pigeon pose. Take your time, navel into spine. Little lift here, little lift of the chest, as if there's a line from the ceiling to your heart. Take a slow way out of this, however you need to come out. I like to come to hands and knees for this, personally. Wag your tail side to side. And then make your way to down dog. Exhale, tailbone lifts up, lift out of the armpits. And then step that left foot forward, help it up. Belly to the thigh here, fold forward. Inner thigh rotation, keep that generous bend on the knee. Exhale back to runner's lunge. Use the full expression of the breath here. Feel the loins, feel your inner thighs, feel the expression of your thigh bones moving inside the hip socket. Feel the pleasure of when you move slowly and that ligament expands. There is a sensuality in the practice of posture that is often just glazed over. And as tantrikas, this is where the sutra, weaving the vinyasa, the flow, makes the practice of posture, asana, pleasurable. Because we're practicing fluidity, the give and take. Tantra. Next time you come to runner's lunge, pause for a moment. Cut your back leg behind. Did I just do the same side? Is it the opposite side? Should have the opposite side for demoing purposes. And then from here, we'll back stroke the right hand, left arm long by the ear. Cut that left arm behind the right thigh. And then place it on the ground. Grow the spine a little bit longer. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, find the pleasure of wrapping the spine around without going past your edge. Again, always about finding that edge. And then where feels good? Where can you hang out a little bit longer, a little bit more? Take your time. Very slowly start to unwind. Little counter pose over to the opposite side. Rock yourself forward. And then either sitting on a block, a bolster, cut the knees behind one another. Sit back. Full seat. And then either taking peace sign fingers, yogic toe lock, or coming to that inverted V, depending on what feels right for you. You can also bring your hands behind your body. Take a few moments here as you let the hips ground. As if you're sitting on a golden square. The yantra, the shape, the root chakra. Even as you set up to sit on a golden square. That is the seat of your inner throne. Can you go there now? Can you sit on your golden throne from the inside out? And let the scepter of your spine light up to plug in. Take your time. Very slowly, if you're seated on a bolster or blanket, come off of it, letting your sits bones adjust for a moment on the ground. And then take your time as you slide your top leg behind, coming into active pigeon first. One side always more user-friendly. Square and align your shin bone. Use your blocks. And then find that place where you can start to bring the hands to the hips. Instead of sinking down, you lift through Mula Bandha, Take the arms up. Find that active pigeon. Lift out of the hips. One more breath here. Lower the hands down. Situate yourself how you need. Either folding forward or staying in an upright, active variation. No right or wrong. Just what feels pleasurable. Pleasure never originates in the mind. When pleasure originates in the mind, it means that it is of the world, not of the cosmos, not of the unbound. Pleasure that originates in the mind has limitations, and therefore is not real long-term expansion and liberation, moksha. The type of pleasure and liberation tantrikas, yogis involve ourselves with is the nectar of universal knowledge, universal pleasure, alignment. So we call amrita, nectar of pure life, pure knowledge. That nectar, as it pours through the crown, is believed to split into two drops. One containing pleasure and one containing poison. And it is only through our stillness and our union of the divine, when the mind runs as still as a lake and we choose to reflect the unbound, that drop moves from poison to pleasure. And thus can move down the senses in ardha samyama, bringing pleasure in every cell of the body, bringing the downloads to material form. Start to walk your hands back and pause for a moment as you situate into your pose. We'll take the lazy way out of this just for the sake of the legs today. Bring your back leg around. Pause for a moment here. And then find your dandasana, your easy seat, your staff pose. Peel the toes back. Find the saham here. Plugging in. Maybe even bring your arms long by your ears. And then slowly start to lower one vertebrae at a time. Let your head arrive last. The shoulders, arms, palms face up. Let yourself plug in now in shavasana. Feel yourself being held. Nothing more to do. Observe yourself from the inside. What does it feel like to lay now? What sensations are arising inside of your body at this moment? experience pleasure. What's different about this shavasana than others? Where can I release? Gather your knees to your chest and roll over to the right side, fetal position. Just plugging in. Let your head arrive last and come to a comfortable seat. Pressing the palms of the heart. Leave a little space between the hands to let the wisdom and the residue of this practice flow through, and to create a bridge between the seen and unseen. To remember that the seat of the throne that really matters is accessible when you close the eyes and you sit at the throne of your heart. So surrendering the intellect of the mind to the wisdom of the heart. Feel pleasure and love for all that you do, and let that flood into every moment of your life. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Make a fist with your right hand, cover it with your left, and press it below your navel, in and up. Feel a little lift of your pelvic floor, a little rerouting, a little regrounding, a little bandha. Come straight back